Do we just want to get into the apology video? Do we just want to do that? Let's just do that. Let's just get. Maybe if I just start getting into the content, then maybe that'll wake me up. All right, let's pull it up here. Let's pull it up here. Voice of Reason. I think I got this. Yeah, it's 25 minutes. This is a 25-minute long video. It's a 25-minute long apology video. So we're going to get into this because I want to watch this because it seems very funny. So if you missed it, basically what happened with Voice of Reason is he got caught sexting a couple girls, and he's a Catholic influencer guy, so that's bad. And then there was also allegations that he denied, to be fair. I'm not going to make any judgment about it one way or the other. Could be true, could be not. That one of the girls that he was trying to fuck around with was like 14 or something. So those are the allegations that are currently being pressed against him. And then he's been gone for like a month or so, or a few weeks. Is he married? No, he's not married. So these are the allegations. But they were very cringy texts. So, anyways.
Hello. This is the first video that I am recording. Actually, my first time in front of a camera in 1 month. And as many of you know, last month on July 13th, there was some very sensitive and very serious information that was being circulated on social media about me, which included very serious allegations that were made against me. And I want to address it for the first time in a video for all of you. Before I do, though, I just quickly want to thank everyone that has reached out to me in the last month. Many of you have reached out to me privately to express not only your love and support.
Okay, bro's talking like, can we? Yeah, we're gonna speed this up because bro talks like he's on like he's on like 0.25 speed. We gotta speed this up. We're gonna put this on like 1.5 speed. I feel like because this is gonna take fucking. The bro's like talking like he has molasses in his mouth.
Concern, but also letting me know that you are praying for me and letting me know how much the work that we've done here in this ministry has helped you. And I just want to thank all of you who took the time to...
It's crazy how the 1.5 speed just makes him talk like a normal person. Isn't that not wild how it just instantly sounds like a normal person now?
Reach out to me to just check on me, to make sure that I'm okay. That really means a lot to me. I know I wasn't able to get back to everybody, but I want everybody to know that from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you and I'm so grateful to everyone. But we have to address the allegations because there were very serious allegations that were made against me last month. And first and foremost, I need to address the most serious of these allegations, which is that 10 years ago when I would have been 20 years old when this was alleged to have occurred, that I was involved in a inappropriate sexual relationship with someone who was underage. And I want to immediately just come out and let everybody know that this is not true. This is false. And the reason that I actually have been silent this month, for an entire month, is because of the serious nature of that allegation, because I am being accused of something criminal. We had to get law enforcement involved, we had to get lawyers involved, and even though I wanted to make this video a lot sooner, my legal counsel advised me to not say anything just yet while everything was getting worked out. But I just want everybody to know that this very serious allegation is false. It's not true. And I want to apologize to everybody that for the last month has been so scandalized by it and has been so upset because of it. And I know that there are many people that have had a very hard time because of this. But I just want everybody to know it's not true, and we are still in the middle of a legal.
If you've had a hard, I mean, let's be real though. If you've had a hard, who's having a hard? You should be having a hard time with it. Like, who's like, I'm sorry that you guys are having a hard time with it. Like, what do you? Okay, whatever, dude. Like, who's having a hard time with this? You know?
Process, taking legal action to be able to legally clear my name, so that everybody can know that this accusation is false.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the only thing that I was accused of, because last month, along with that false accusation, there was information that had been leaked, that was also circulating, of private messages between me and a few different women that were.
Really? What? I can't believe it. I can't believe a woman would leak private messages like that on the internet to just humiliate a guy. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? I'm shocked, really. I'm really. You mean to tell me that these hoes are in fact not loyal?
Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
Anonymous sent $5 Catholic influencers L Priest W.
Thank you, Anonymous.
I've made a
Appreciate
severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. So what we came across that day in the woods was obviously unplanned. The reactions you saw on tape were
This was
raw,
like-
they were unfiltered. None of us knew how to react or how to feel.
This is like the
I should've
OG,
never
right? Like
posted
this
the
is like one of the
video. I
OG.
should have put the cameras down and stopped recording what we were going through. There's a lot of things I should have done differently, but I didn't. And
I
for that,
honestly, I had
from
Logan
the
Paul's
bottom of my
back during
heart,
all this,
I'm
by the
sorry.
way. Like, I'm gonna skip this because I get the
I want to
point.
apologize to the internet.
But I didn't really care. Like who, like you know, like who cares? Like when he saw a dead bro, who in their right mind? If you're walking through, hey, thank you, Hilton.
Hilton Headgrow Iper just gifted 1 subscription on Kick.
Thank you, Hilton. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, if you've got cameras in your hands and you're out filming something and you run across like a dead body, like, yeah, I'm filming that. Are you kidding? Like, that's what a camera is for. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. People got really mad at him for like upload. It's like, well, who cares? Oh, that's like disrespectful to the dead. I don't know that guy. How is that disrespectful? Bro died in a public place. You know what's disrespectful? Leaving a fucking corpse out in public like that. That's disrespectful. Maybe that guy, if you don't want your dead body to get filmed, don't kill yourself in public. You know?
Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
Oh, we got
Anonymous
a
sent $5 Catholic influencers L Priest W.
double. Yeah, we got a double. Thank you though, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, Anonymous. Yeah, it was very weird that he got like so much hate for that. It's like, yeah, I don't know, like that's it's disrespectful to the dead. Like, okay, get over it. Don't die. Then don't kill yourself in public. That's my thought. Hey, you know what's disrespectful? Like leaving a corpse around for people to find and like stumble upon. That's disrespectful. Okay. But yeah, I didn't get that. There's so many other things to hate Logan Paul for. Like that of all things. It just, here's the thing. Even regarding this situation, there is just this sort of really gay habit to cry and bitch and moan about any person that's famous over like any small little thing. No, the person that we idolized isn't perfect. Like, I don't know. I just don't really care. Even this situation, like, obviously the allegations about the underage girls is bad. But I'm not really, like, that torn up that bro was jerking off. I really don't care, to, like, adult women. I don't really care, like, if the underage stuff is bad, and if that turns out to be true, then clearly, fuck this guy. But I'm not going to make a statement one way or the other. He denies it. He's getting it. You know, he's taking legal actions. So, you know, we'll see what happens with all that. I'm reserving judgment. I'm not going to make a judgment on that one way or the other. So it is what it is. I don't even know too much about that. I just know that there's allegations being made. But obviously the adult women that he was sexting, like, yeah, it's bad if you're like a Catholic influencer and you're doing that, but I don't really like give a shit, to be honest. Like, here's the thing. Who here hasn't gotten nudes from a lady before? You know? Like, really? Give me a break. Give me a break. I don't care the dude jerks off. Okay? I don't really care. Hey, good morning, Tyler. Okay. Do not be, yeah, thank you. I was literally about to ban Florida, but you beat me to it, Tyler. Yeah, I was about to ban him myself, but you beat me to it. I was literally like, I was pulling it up. Yeah, don't be mean to my friends in the chat. Yeah, now you're gonna have to super chat like $50 to get unbanned, okay? My loyalty is deep, but so are my pockets. He got banned in Nick's chat the other day. I don't know why people just can't be normal. You know, just be normal and be nice. I've never received news from any woman. Well, that's just because you have no riz. That's why. Sorry. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I get them unsolicited sometimes. Like, it's not even... I don't even ask. We've all heard that story, you know? I don't know. We don't need to bring that up, though. But, you know, sometimes I just get them, you know? And it happens. It just happens. It is what it is. You know, granted, again, the text messages were a little cringy, you know? And again, you know, guy shouldn't have trusted an e-girl. And he deserves this. But at the same time, like, admittedly, I don't really care that the guy was, like, trying to fuck a woman. Like, I'm not, like, that upset about it, really. But he does also suck, and he did talk shit about, like, Nick, like, a few weeks prior to this. So he absolutely deserves it. And his content sucks, too. His content just blows, and he's not very smart. So I support it. Also, he's kind of a fat, ugly slob. And I say this also as a fat, ugly slob, that, yeah, people like us just shouldn't be on the internet. But I'm here because I'm cute. I have a cute face, at least.
That were of a sexual nature. And I want everyone to know, because of what I was seeing online, there are so many people that thought that those messages were messages that were to a minor. And that's false. Those messages were not to a minor. These messages were to women, grown adult women of age.
He has the most negative cancel tilt too, like I've ever seen. Like I honestly, like, people didn't bro want to eat panties. Yeah, he literally said, like, just telling a girl like stuff for panties in his mouth and stuff, you know. So, which is weird. Like, that's just a weird thing. I would never do that. That's fucking gross. Yeah, you want to taste a bitch's yeast infection? That's fucking disgusting. And you're a freak for that. Also, though, I mean, really, like, I'm not even trying to be too mean here. It's a miracle that any woman was texting this man at all. But it just goes to show you the power of clout, okay? If you have clout you could be the ugliest motherfucker on the planet, but you got a little motion, then this is where you're at. You know, this is what happens. Trust me. It's not really that hard. Okay. You'd be surprised sometimes in my DMs. I never respond because I'm a fucking straight up incel. But, you know, I mean, you guys know, it's like, dude, whenever I was blowing up, I had fucking OnlyFans girls in my DMs who were like, let's do a collab. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking doing that. This is gross. You're fucking gross and ugly. Sorry.
But even though
but yeah, it's a miracle
that isn't anything that is illegal or criminal, it's still something that needs to be addressed, because as the public saw, I, on multiple occasions, fell fell into sin and gave in to the desires of my flesh. And I regret to say that that is indeed true.
Yeah, we know.
I did
We saw
fall
the pictures.
into the sin of lust.
Yeah.
And I really regret to say that in these moments of weakness, I led others into sin.
Yeah, we know.
And of course, that's wrong. Of
Yeah.
course, that is repulsive. And it's something that I am guilty of.
Yeah, we know. Yeah. Okay.
And I want to take the time to not only apologize to all of these women that I...
Bro. They fucking tried to ruin your life, okay? You don't owe them an apology because they try to destroy you. Like, you just gotta go. Like, I don't mean like, you just gotta like log off at this point though. You know, like that's really the only move, I think. We don't really need you. You don't really provide anything that's like necessary. We have plenty of people that do Catholic apologetics on the internet. Just log off. Just like, hey, all right, this isn't really worth it. Yeah, I don't know. There's like something about the demeanor of all of this that's really disgusting to me. You know, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it that like repulses me to see this like sort of like groveling and weakness. Because I mean, again, like examine the situation. Did he do anything really that bad aside from the allegations of the 14-year-olds, which he vehemently denies? So I don't know. I don't want to like again. I'm reserving judgment on that, but let's just at face value here. All right, so bro was sexting some girls. The girls then leaked the messages and tried to ruin his life and destroy his reputation. And then he comes up here with this like big groveling thing. Like this wasn't like this. Okay, it'd be one like the way that he's acting. It's like he's acting like he just killed a family in a DUI accident and he's trying to get off the hook. You know. It's not that serious, really. Like, okay, you got horny. Like, give me a fucking break. It happens, bro. I'm not like that torn up about you getting horny or or whatever. Like the messages were fucking disgusting, but it's like whatever. I don't
fell
really
into sin
care.
with, that I led into sin.
Uh-huh.
But I want to apologize to everyone who saw those messages and were rightly disgusted by them because they were disgusting. I want to apologize for the scandal. I want to apologize for all of the hurt that I've caused, because I have caused a lot of hurt.
No, dude, no. Again, like this is what I hate too. It's like I'm sorry that I've caused you so much hurt. Like I don't think anybody's hurt. If you were hurt by this, then you're like a soft baby and you need to log the fuck off. It was like, oh yeah, this guy's a fucking hypocrite. That's really it. Like, oh yeah, that's not really a good look, is it? That's crazy. I don't think anybody was really hurt by it. Nobody was like fucking torn up by it, you know? And if you were, then you're fucking weird and you need to stop developing parasocial relationships on the internet with fucking losers. I don't know what to tell you.
Simply because I fell in moments of weakness. I did hurt many people.
Who? Who did you hurt?
And that is something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life in prayer and in penance to make reparation for all of the damage that I've caused, because I've caused a lot of damage.
What damage? Bro, what damage? The women were sluts. Okay? That's the thing. That's the thing about this too, is that these women were sluts, okay? Clearly, you can read the messages. They were it's not like you raped them. You're acting like you raped them. You didn't. It was consensual on both sides. And that's why like originally I didn't want to like go after the guy too hard, cuz it's like, okay, but I think the women deserve a lot of the brunt on this. And if anything, they're the ones that are causing damage. But nobody ever wants to hold the women accountable in situations like this. For some reason, I don't know what this is. We talked about this like a month ago when this happened, but this continues to be the case. Women can just decide one day that they want to ruin your life, go public, and leak every embarrassing thing that you've ever said to them, And for some reason, nobody ever decides to hold the women accountable for creating this scandal. It's always the guy that has to go out and like publicly apologize and do this like gay groveling tour, you know? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I let you down. Like, I mean, you know, not to like bring this back up or whatever. But you guys know, it's like I guess I was in like a sort of a similar situation where there was another female streamer and she sent me nudes and I never said anything about it. And then she leaked it to everybody that she did that. Granted, she wasn't like accusing me of anything, but you know what happened? I was just like, yep, that happened. Like, oh, what? Like what? What are you gonna do about it? You know? I didn't like it. Here's the thing. I didn't like it coming out, not because I was embarrassed or anything. I just don't like to talk about stuff like that because I don't want it to seem like I'm an untrustworthy person, right? Like no matter, and if anything, I think hopefully it demonstrated that I am a pretty trustworthy person with private information because I never once said anything about it, even while this person was attacking me for a fucking year, right? And I kept it, you know, under wraps. Not because I was worried about any sort of reputational damage to myself per se, but just because I that's just not who I am, right? But I could have, and it would have been based. Honestly, it would have been fucking based. There was like so many times I had the opportunity to just absolutely shut her fucking mouth and shut down these arguments, and I didn't. I didn't take that easy road. Instead, what I did is I just owned it and moved on with my life because I'm a fucking Chad. And I'm not going to sit up here and fucking grovel and apologize for seeing a pair of tits. Okay? Not going to happen. All right? Not going to happen. Innocent. Innocent man right here. Okay? I mean, you know, not to... Yeah, never mind. But, I was gonna say something else, but it's not really pertinent. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Either way, like this whole thing is just pathetic. I just don't really get this. This hoe know that you were married. I'm not married. This none of this happened while I was married. Although I have had a woman send me nudes before while I was married. And I did tell my ex-wife that. Because I didn't, again, it was like unsolicited. Like, I used to, like, way back in the day when I, like, first, like, started getting on Twitter, like, maybe, like, it was, like, my first, like, post Trump 2016 arc, after Trump got elected, my thing was then, like, I would just make fun of whores. I would just make fun of women all the time. Specifically, like, the cosplay whores, you know, that would, like, dress up like anime. So yeah, she did know you were married when she sent the nudes. No, I wasn't married. We talk. No, the first time I wasn't married when that happened. I had been divorced for quite some time. But this other time with a different person, she did know that I was married. Yeah, it's like so. What I would make fun of these. I would make fun of these cosplay girls or whatever, and then one of them thought it was really funny that I did it because she was like, I don't know, she hated them too, so she would feed me information about them all the time. So I'd kind of be nice to her, even though she was again also a whore, but she was kind of like a useful whore. I was kind of just pumping her for information. She'd feed me all this dirt. She'd be like, oh, this girl tells everybody that she's like selling nudes, but then she just photoshops like other people's tits onto her chest or whatever, so she's lying or whatever. And this one's pretending to be a lesbian and in a lesbian relationship, but she's just faking it and actually has like a secret boyfriend. So I'd leak all this stuff, and it was really funny. And people, and then she'd send me screenshots from their group chat where they're all freaking out, like, "How does he know this stuff?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Well, I'm just a goat, you know." And so one day she asked like to add me on Snapchat, and I'm like, "That's fucking weird," but like, you know, whatever, in case I get banned, because I was getting banned a lot, so I was like, well, it'd probably be good then to have like a constant contact just to be safe. And so I added her on Snapchat. And then she sent me a picture of her pussy, like immediately right off the rip. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to block this person now off of everything. And then I had told my ex-wife what happened. So yeah, I came clean. I was like, yeah, hey, like this happened. I just want you to know I didn't do anything, but this happened and I blocked her. But yeah, so, I mean, what do you do? What do you do in a situation like that? You know? So, anyways, all right, moving on. Actually, I gotta take a dump. So I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna go take a dump and then we'll comment some more. Okay? Just a quick one. But the breakfast is hitting me. Yeah, dude, she sent pussy. She didn't even send boobs. She went straight for the fucking jugular. It was insane. And this was a long time ago, so camera phone qualities weren't that good. So it took me a sec to even figure out what I was looking at, to be honest with you. So it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. So, anyways, all right, I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
And I want to apologize to all of the women that I think it's fair to say that women that I was being dishonest with, women that I was using for my gratification, for my ego. I need to apologize to all of you. And again, apologize to everyone that has been scandalized by all of this. Because God blessed me with an opportunity to do a lot of good. And even though by His grace and with His help we have done a lot of good, I've also misused the gifts that He gave me. And I've misused the platform that He allowed me to have. I misused it, again, to gratify the desires of the flesh. And I'm sorry. There are many people that I need to apologize to for betraying their trust, by not being honest. Because something that I've now learned is that there is no such thing really as private sin. And like the scripture says, all things
Google,
will come
show
to
me
light.
this guy's balls, please.
Anonymous
And it
sent
has been shown that has
$5.
been
This guy
exemplified
basically.
through the situation.
Hello, I'm Tony Hayward, President and CEO of BP.
But I want everybody to know.
Our accidental drilling spill again in the Gulf is a tragedy that should have never
I have to
happened.
take full
And
accountability
to
for it.
all those affected, I want to say,
I can't run away from
we
it.
are deeply
I have to
sorry.
be honest with all of you.
We're sorry. We're
I need to
sorry.
again personally apologize to many people that have been hurt by this.
We're sorry.
In my own life, in my personal life.
Sorry.
My family and my loved ones have been hurt by this.
We're
My closest
sorry.
friends have been hurt by this.
We're sorry.
Spiritual elders of
Sorry.
mine, who I love and I respect, have been hurt by this.
We're sorry.
All
I'm
right,
The church
deeply
has been scandalized by
sorry.
this.
Sorry.
I'm gonna stand up. Actually, I'm gonna stand up. My legs are tired. Thank you for that, Anonymous. Appreciate it. Is this left on 1.5
Google,
speed?
show me this
Yes.
guy's balls, please.
Stammy Wu sent $5 if he just did something like this for the video. I wouldn't mind him speaking so slow.
Thank you, Stommy.
Time evolves and comes to a place where it renews again. There is first a purification time, then there's renewal time. We are getting very close to
That's
this
him.
time.
That's him in like 30 years, maybe 20. How did you get this video of him in 20 years?
We were told that we would see America come and go. And in a sense, America is dying from within
So true.
because they forgot the instructions on how to live on Earth.
So true. Oh man, I skipped it right when the fucking music started to kick off. Damn. I should have fucking let that go. So, okay, well, good timing. Good timing. Though. I skipped it. But man, the music started to kick. Hang on, I'm gonna rewind this just a minute because I missed a little bit of it because of the fucking anonymous super chat. But I know it's just like more gay groveling, you know?
There are many people that I need to apologize to.
Yeah. You feel better after that dump?
For
I do.
betraying their trust.
Yeah.
By not being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because something that I've now learned is that there is no such thing really as private sin.
Uh-huh.
And like the scripture says, all things will come to light.
Yeah.
And that has been shown, that has been exemplified through the situation with me.
Except for mine. Here's the thing.
But I want everybody to know.
You guys will never know that I jerk off. You guys will never know it. I'm making a promise here and now. Okay? I've been on the internet for like 9 years. Not once have I ever been exposed for jerking off. And I do frequently. But you guys will never know it. Okay? I can promise you that. You guys will never find out what I'm jerking my meat to. You guys will never know that I am jerking my meat. For all you know, I never jerk it. And we're going to keep it that way. That's my promise to you. All right? I can assure you, I'm going to keep that shit on the down low. And you'll never know. Okay? Nicole might find out, but other than that, nobody else is going to know. And that's only because I'm sending her a video later of me jerking off. But other than that, you guys are clear, okay? Well, and Melanie Mac. But other than that, those two, that's it. That's all it's going to know, all right? That I promise you. Hilton, you're safe. Posted safe, all right? Roman, you're safe. Paul Towner, safe. All right, I promise you. This is my vow to the chat. All right, you'll just never know. You guys will never know what I do behind closed doors, ever. I'm a pro. I'm a professional, and I mean seriously, I challenge any e-girl. This is an open challenge. I challenge any e-girl to leak any DM of mine and it be considered scandalous. Because it won't be. Because I have been keyed up. I have been on lock, dude, okay? Even at my lowest point, which was probably like immediately post-divorce, that was like me at my most horniest, okay? I still feel like I kept things pretty hunted. No dick pics were sent. No freaky messages were sent. Nothing. Do you have Melee for your recently purchased GameCube? I don't. Actually, I don't. I want to get a copy. I need to get a copy of Melee. I do need a copy of Melee. Melee is my favorite one. I think Melee was probably my favorite. Well, I don't know. The Wii Brawl was really good too because Brawl had the single player mode. But I liked the character unlocking in Melee. I remember literally like leaving my GameCube just running like while me and my mom or my dad would go do stuff because I was trying to unlock Mewtwo. And that was awesome. Like I missed that. But yeah, I really desperately. But dude, Melee's like $60-$70, man. Like there's a copy around here and I saw it and I was like, man, I kind of want to buy it, but it was like $60. I just couldn't justify it. So I couldn't fucking justify it, unfortunately. But yeah, I do want to get a copy of Melee, though. That's like a must for the... Because here's the thing. I had just bought that copy of Eternal Darkness, and I spent like $80 on that, and I kind of regretted it. Still kind of regret it. But, you know, I can always just sell it again. That's the nice thing about retro games. I can just buy it, play it, and then sell it if I wanted to, you know? But it's not that big of a deal. And it cost me like literally nothing. And it might make more money. Who knows? But yeah, I need to get a copy of Melee. That's why I'm streaming. We're raising money for Melee. Anyways, but yeah, you guys will never catch me jerking off. I assure you.
That I have to take full accountability for it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't run away from it. I have to be honest with all of you. And I need to again personally apologize to many people that have been hurt by this in my own life, in my personal life. My family and my loved ones have been hurt by this. My closest friends have been hurt by this. Spiritual elders of mine, who I love and I respect, have been hurt by this.
Yeah, okay. We get it. We get the point.
church has been scandalized by this.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the Catholic Church
And
took
it's
a
all my
real
fault, and I need
L.
to say that I'm sorry.
Catholic Church took a big blow
I need to
that
apologize
day.
to my bishop. I need to apologize to my spiritual father, my parish priest. I need to apologize to everyone in my parish community that was hurt and scandalized by this. I need to apologize to...
I mean, it's... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do, to a certain point, like, you do kind of have to feel bad for the guy. Because, like, dude, every time he goes to church now, you know what I mean? It's like... Everyone knows. It's like he got caught... He got caught jerking off by the entire world. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, your parents walking in on you jerking off. Like, that's bad. But then imagine it's, like, everybody that you've ever known, and then also strangers walk into your room and they catch you jerking off. You know? This is what's, like, basically the entire world caught him, dick in hand, you know, lotioned the fuck up, pulling his fucking pud. It's gotta suck. I mean, honestly, it's just gotta suck. I would just honestly, if that had, I would just move. I would just not, you know what I mean? I don't even, well, here's the thing. I don't know if he can move. He's like a public figure, so it's like probably everybody knows who he is. You know? That he, you know, at least in the Catholic community, people are like, oh yeah, it's the guy that was fucking jerking his fucking meat, dude. Just say it's AI. Honestly, that would have been the good move. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't write any of that shit. I don't know what the fuck you mean. Me? No, it ain't me, dude. It's AI. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's why, I mean, I don't know. It's like, dude, you just can't. You cannot do this, you know? Hey! Hey, thanks, help.
Hilton Head Grow Hyper just gifted 1 subscription on Kick.
Thanks, man. Thank you for the gifteds, man. Was that 3 gifts? Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, you just can't. You cannot fucking... You can't trust women on the internet. You just can't do it. I don't know why people still do it. It's like, dude... how many times has this happened, too? That's the other thing. How many... like, you know, people get mad at Nick and me and everybody for saying no e-girls. And like, you guys are never going to get fucking laid. It's like everybody that talks shit about Nick, what ends up happening? They get caught with their fucking pants down, and they get exposed for it. Every time. Everybody. Like, how hard is it, dude? It's not hard to just not fuck with crazy women on the internet, okay? If you are horny, just go fucking Google boobs, man. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. It's like not that hard, bro. And guess what? The women that make porn are way hotter than this fucking mid 5 out of 10 bitch that you're fucking DMing on Instagram or whatever. You know? And it's the same thing. You're not gonna fuck her. It's never gonna happen. You're not gonna meet up with this chick and fuck her. You're not going to. It's not gonna happen. You can just skip all that and just jerk off. Like, I'm not pro jerking off. I'm not pro pornography. I think it's gross and it's evil and it's wrong. But you know what? They're not going to leak your shit all over the internet and be like, this guy jerked off to 2 lesbians kissing for 2 hours. You know? But you know who is going to leak your shit all over the internet and ruin your fucking life? E-girls, man. Literally, they will do that. It happens every time. I don't get it. I don't get it. They will do it every time, without fail. Women are evil. Unless you recognize that women are evil, I don't trust you. That is too, like, honestly, that's kind of a point too. I genuinely, I can't trust. It's not even about, like, for my own self, because I'm clear. I've never really, like, compromised myself in a situation like this. I've always treated every text message or DM that I've sent to somebody as possibly being public. Like, I treat everything, every conversation I have on the internet, text based. I treat it as if it will probably end up getting leaked somehow, you know, which is a pretty good rule of thumb and a pretty good way to operate on the internet. That's the way I've always behaved. So that's why I'm not really. That's why you've never seen like DMs for me leak that have been like inflammatory or anything like that. And it's not because people don't hate me and they don't want to do it. It's just that I don't engage in that. I'm not that naive to think that I can just trust everybody on the internet to be fine. If I'm gonna say some shit that I want to keep confidential, it's going to be a phone call or an in-person conversation that we're gonna have. You know, that's the only time I'll ever really confide in anybody, because I know the nature of these things. It's just not, it's not that hard, and so this is the way that I've always operated. This is the way that I'll continue to always operate, and it's done me good. Not that I have like any like fucking skeletons in my closet. Really, I'm a pretty boring guy too. You know, that's the other thing. I'm a pretty boring dude. You know, so I don't really have a whole lot to hide anyway, to be honest. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, really, honestly, the easiest way to not get caught jerking off is just to not jerk off. But if you can't help that, at least don't do it with a fucking e-girl, you know? Just not that hard. Not that hard to avoid, you know? So, I don't know. It is what it is. The other thing that's like kind of, you know, I don't know, like, the other thing that's kind of funny about this situation is the only reason he's sorry is that he got caught. You know what I mean? It's not like he came out and like volunteered this information of his own accord. It was like, hey, yeah, you know, I've done some shit. I'm not really proud of it. It kind of makes you feel like he's probably not all that sorry. You know what I mean? Like, people tend to be only sorry when they get caught doing something, not because they did it. You know, I've always been pretty open about my checkered past, my checkered history before I became a Catholic, you know. Even before I even became Catholic, I really had no shame in, you know, talking about me smoking weed or whatever, doing degenerate shit. You know, one time I slept with my friend's girlfriend or whatever. Not too proud of that, but it is what it is. I thought they were in an open relationship. Turns out they weren't. And not that that would have been okay either, but, you know, it is what it is. It happened. I was fucked up. So. It happens. But there's just something really performative about you get caught doing something, and then you're like, well, I'm just so sorry about all the people that are hurt. It's like, well, dude, you weren't sorry before. If this was so like bad and devastating, and like so many people are hurt by it, then why weren't you sorry before? You know what I mean? Why didn't you feel any of this like remorse before you got caught and it got exposed everywhere? You know what I mean? You didn't really seem to be carrying around this guilt wherever you went. I mean, I don't know. Does that track? Does that make sense? It just seems very weird and convenient to me that now all of a sudden you feel really bad because everybody knows about it. But that's I don't know. It just seems to be like all these like Catholic Inc. people. You know, at the end of the day, I don't know. It's this isn't just the Catholic Inc. people, although I think this is like definitely a phenomenon within the sphere. But you see it in the conservative sphere a lot. You see it in the liberal sphere a lot. That people tend to be very anti behavior that they themselves always tend to engage in. You know, whether it be, you know, you look at liberal men, for instance, and they always tend to be like pro women and very like feminist or call themselves feminists, but then it turns out like they always end up getting caught like raping and, you know, doing like weird sex abuse stuff with women, cheating on them or whatever. So that's a funny thing, which, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know how many of those stories are even true because liberal women lie about that shit a lot. But you know what I mean? It always tends to be like the most liberal guy on the planet always gets accused of like literal rape, you know? And then with conservatives, it's kind of the same thing where they always talk about like they're being, you know, pro-family and, you know, anti-pornography and yada, yada, yada. And then they always end up getting caught like cheating on their spouses and jerking off all the time. You know, there's just like, it's a trend. It really is. You know, I've always said this, and like people tend to, I think, bring a lot of their personal baggage into these sorts of communities. Drop my that's why I've never been. I mean, other than like being like pretty anti-woman, which doesn't even like really like a, an act. There's nothing there. I mean, do I have personal baggage with women? Yeah, totally. I hate them. Like they hate me. This just is what it is. So maybe it is true. Women don't like me. I don't know what to say. I'm an incel. I'm a chud. I've been pretty open about that. My personal experiences with women have been mostly negative, and I hate women. It is what it is. Like, what do you want me to? What do you want from me? So, but that tends to be the case. People tend to oftentimes be very against the thing that they usually themselves like engage in. Same thing with even like the tradcon women or whatever. They talk about how like they're like very anti-feminist and how much they hate feminists and feminism. And then what do? They spend 90% of their time on the internet lecturing men and telling men what to do and talking about how men need to be more masculine and fucking yada, yada, yada. Did Beardson cover the Pine-Sep situation? Is this like a fake thing or a real thing? Just go after Donica. I'm sure she's normal and worth pursuing. I'm pretty sure Dalton's got that locked up. Dalton's going to be the stepdad that stepped up there on that one. I think Dalton's got that on he's got that wrapped down. I wouldn't want to intrude. Wouldn't want to intrude on his space, you know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be a very bro move of me, Dalton can raise her little like a Nigerian baby or whatever it is, Albanian baby. That'd be good for him. He needs some structure. He clearly needs some structure in his life, Being a father, I think, would be really, or stepfather, would be really a positive step for him, I think. You know what I mean? So, you can have that. That's all him. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you guys get the point. Anyways, moving on. Because we're not even halfway through this video yet.
I need to apologize to my family.
Yep.
Because I brought shame.
The situation is this: Pine-Sep versus Young Putin on Twitter on supporting Gavin Newsom over Vance. Yeah, we'll talk about that after this video. I wanted to talk about the Gavin Newsom stuff. We'll cover that in a second because I have some takes on that as well.
Upon myself and upon my name, my family's name.
Yep.
I need to apologize to my best friend.
Bro, just like, can you speak faster? Like, can you spit it out, bro?
He suffered a lot because of his association with me. And I need everybody to know.
What?
That my producer, he had no idea about what was going on. He didn't know about any of this. He didn't know.
Okay.
My parish priest, he did not know.
Why would
my
they
bishop,
know?
He did not know.
Of course they, like, why would you be like,
People
yeah,
who were closest to me. They did not know.
Getting some fucking news this bitch. Yeah, I'm jerking off. Why?
I was keeping my sins in the dark.
Yeah.
But like I said, like the Lord tells us, all things will be brought to the light.
Yeah, you said that already. All right.
And I just want to say that I give thanks to God in all things.
Is this guy gonna cry?
Even though this has been the most difficult thing that I've ever had to endure in my life, I thank God no matter what. Because I know that God is going to bring something really good out of all of this.
This is the most, dude, your life must be a fucking cakewalk. If this is the most difficult thing to happen in your life is some girl was like, yeah, we were flirting. Really? Like, motherfucker, you are soft. That's it? This is the most difficult thing in your life? Really? Yeah, you know what the most difficult thing in my life was? Probably losing my grandfather, who was my best friend, and on the day of his funeral, getting fired from my job and losing my source of income. That was probably the most difficult time in my life, personally. Losing my grandfather and then getting fired on the day of his funeral from my job, and then not knowing what I was gonna do. That was pretty rough. Or it was probably that time that my dad had like 8 strokes and went into a coma, And then literally 2 days later, my mother-in-law passed away. All the while I had just started a new job, which I fucking hated. And I was having to travel back and forth an hour and a half to go visit time with my in-laws, and then drive back to the hospital to try to spend time with my dad and his family and my family, and then go to work for 12 hours, and then just like sleeping like 3 hours a day over the course of like a month of doing this, and just like wanting to blow my head off with a shotgun because my life was hell. That was probably like the most difficult time of my life. Not like, oh, I got caught jerking off on the internet, you know? Oh, some girl leaked some DMs. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. It'd be I'm not saying that the guy's situation isn't all that stressful. This isn't really like that big of a deal, dude. And if this is like the hardest time in your life, you're soft as baby shit. And I can see why you look the way that you do.
And that's what I want everyone else, my audience. Even if you feel like you can't support me anymore, if you feel like you have to walk away, I understand, I totally get it. But I just want everyone to at least know that no matter how deep we are in our sin, no matter how broken we are, no matter how fallen we are, no matter the extent of our misery, God can use those things to bring something good out of them.
It's crazy.
God can turn those things into something that gives glory to Him.
Okay, I want to say this too, and again, I don't know, maybe this is inappropriate. I don't know. It's kind of weird though that you're trying to like preach and evangelize to people while you're also simultaneously admitting that you got caught jerking off on the internet. You know, I feel like you're really not in a position to preach to people when you're doing an apology video because text messages of you leaked saying that you wanted to eat a girl's panties. You know what I mean? I just feel like maybe now's not the time to start laying in on your whole Catholic evangelization, arc here. You know what I mean? I feel like now's not really the time to start like giving advice to people. I feel like maybe you need the advice. Like, I'm good, you know? I know all this stuff, which is why I don't DM strange women on the internet and say they don't want to eat their panties. You know what I mean? I'm good. Maybe you, if you would have heard this 6 months ago, you wouldn't be in this situation. But me personally, I'm good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I got my flaws. I'm not saying that I'm the most holy man on the planet, far from it. But I am saying, at the very least, I don't engage in this behavior, all right? So I don't really need to hear advice from you on this one, okay?
All that I can do now is offer the situation to God and ask Him to take this, put the situation at the foot of the cross, ask for His mercy, for His grace, and ask Him for healing.
Yeah.
Not only for myself, but for everyone that I've hurt. And I want to let everybody know that during this past month, even though my audience hasn't heard from me, doesn't know what's going on, I want everybody to know that during this past month,
It's okay. Can I say too? It's really crazy that he's filming this in the dog park. Could you imagine, like, you just take your dog to the park and you see a guy filming a video like this, like just out in the park? You know what I mean? Like, is this a public park? Because I just see some, like, person back there, like, walking a bunch of dogs. So I feel like this is, like, a public park that you're filming this in. Maybe not the best idea to, film on a video in the park where you're talking about how you jerked off, Like, maybe, like, a mountain, where you're kind of isolated. But yeah, park is crazy. That's a crazy. That's a crazy scene.
I've made a lot of really important changes in my life, changes that I should have made a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
Because through God's grace and through the help and the support of my loved ones, my family, I'm now on the path that I should have been on, that we're all supposed to be on the right path, on the path of virtue. Back in November of last year, I was advised by my spiritual father to seek counseling, to go to therapy. And I didn't listen to him because so busy, so many things happening for us, so much traveling,
Oh, brother, here
so
we
many
go
things going
now.
on that I put it off. Because deep down, I didn't want to go to therapy. I didn't want to have
No,
to face
yeah.
my
No,
ugliness.
you know what would have been good for you? I think therapy, yeah, for sure. Because what? You're horny? Again, like, I'm not trying to downplay what the guy did. Like, clearly shouldn't have done that. But really, I think only people are really only mad at this sort of situation just given the fact that you're a public figure who evangelizes and talks about Catholicism. Like, that's really, like, if my friend was in a situation like this and he's just like a normal guy and he's like, yeah, this girl I was like fucking around with leaked a bunch of text messages and shit. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. Whatever. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, it's just not that serious, dude. If you know, not to like, dude. If dude, if this happened to like, I don't know, Lionheart or Tyler or Jimbo or something, guess what? I wouldn't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, I'm just so hurt and betrayed by what you did. How could you have e-sex with a woman on the internet? Why didn't you didn't think about me? You didn't think about what this would do to me? How dare you? Yeah, going to therapy for what? Like, because you're horny? What's a therapist gonna? Hey, doctor. I just feel like that. I get really horny sometimes, and I want to talk to women. What's the therapist like? What are they even gonna say to that? You know? Hey, doctor. I've been really wanting to take a girl's panties and stuff them in my mouth. Okay, that's like a normal guy feeling, I guess. I mean, maybe not the stuffing the panties in the mouth, but you know what I mean? Yeah, as it turns out, like, it's a normal feeling that I think every guy has on the planet. Just be horny. Just some of us are in control of it a little bit better than
Google,
others.
show me this guy's balls, please.
Anonymous sent $5. Dude should just log off for a year.
Hi,
I
today's
agree.
video is going to be the
I
hardest
agree.
video I've ever had to film. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am
love these so
so
much.
nervous. And I've spent the past week doing
I love
nothing
these
but
so
running
much.
away from my problems and hiding from all my problems and trying to avoid this because that's what I do best. When I have a problem, I push it under the rug and I run
Dude,
away
you know
from
what it is?
and I hide from it until I can't anymore. And I woke up today and was like, I need to face this head on. I owe the people that subscribe to me and the people that love me and the people who've supported me through everything and the
That's
people
true.
who are
Imagine
supporting
something
me
like
through
this
this.
happened to
I owe
adults is
them
real.
an explanation and an
that'd be
apology with
terrible.
no excuses. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to own up to everything I have done wrong. I'm going to own up to all of my mistakes. I'm going to apologize for them. And I want you guys to know that I'm really thankful for anybody who is still here to listen. I honestly don't deserve the amount of love and support you guys have been giving me this past week, and the amount of you
So
who are
true.
still
I'm gonna
here to
skip
like
this.
hear me out is like insane.
Dude, you know what it is about the apology video that I think that I enjoy a lot? It is like so egotistical, is it not? To think, like, I don't know, maybe this is just me, right? But it's like, for one, I don't think anybody would really care if I did anything crazy like that. Like, it'd be something like really crazy for me to have to like issue a public apology. You know what I mean? It'd be something like really, like I fucking like killed somebody or something. You know, like, hey, yeah, whoops, shot a guy in the face. Maybe not the best look. I apologize. You know, because at the end of the day, I am just a guy who talks in front of a webcam and I tweet. Like, that's it. And I just talk and I try to make people laugh and give my opinions on things. You know? No offense to you guys. I love you guys. but I don't really like owe you guys a whole lot. Like if if I'm a bad person off the internet, like what does it matter to you? You know, that's the way that I sort of feel about it. Not that I am. I think I'm actually probably a better person offline than I am online. To be honest, I'm actually more of a piece of shit on the internet than I am in real life. I'm actually a pretty sweet guy IRL, and I'm kind of a big piece of shit on the internet. But you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I just I don't really like owe you guys anything. No offense. Like I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate you guys watching me, but you know, I feel like it's a pretty equivalent exchange here. I provide you content, and you provide me compensation via super chats and money and support for that, or you just hang out and chat. You know what I mean? That's it. And I feel like we're like even there. So if I do something fucked up or bad, you know, and it's not directly to you guys and it doesn't really affect you at all, then I don't, you know, I'm not like, be like, guys, I'm sorry that I ghosted a chick and didn't text her back. I know I let you guys down, but guys, I'm sorry that I cut a person off in traffic today. I know it wasn't probably the nicest thing to do, but I just feel like I hurt a lot of people really close to me. Guys, I'm sorry that I had sex with Melanie Mack. I know that you guys are probably all hurt, and this is going to send shockwaves through our community, but I just hope that you guys will stick with me through this trying time, and we can get through this together as a community. You know? Like, I don't know. I think it's gay. I think the whole thing is really gay. This whole like act. But, you know, what do I know? Anyways.
My trauma, things that happened to me when I was a child, I didn't want to face those things. And I didn't listen to him.
Wait. Bro, did you get molested? Are you now saying that, like, you wanted to eat a girl's panties because you were molested as a child or something? Because of your fucking trauma or whatever? Is that what we're no, listen, you understand, I had to sex these girls because when I was like a young kid I got molested. So don't be mad at me for sexting women on the internet. I was molested. I couldn't help it. And I didn't go to therapy because I was so afraid of reliving that trauma. Okay, dude.
But now, with God's grace, immediately after the situation happened, when all of these things came to light, everything stopped for me. The ministry stopped. Obviously, not doing any filming, not traveling, staying put. My life changed completely in about 24 hours. And I have now been going to therapy every single week to finally deal with the things that I should have dealt with a long time ago. And I'll continue to go for as long as I need to.
It's just like, I don't know, man. There's something really gay about like the way that all this people, you know what it is? People are I have a real different view, I think, than most people in modern society about humanity. That I think probably my worldview on it is not one that most people agree with, or that most people can relate to. And I mean, that's fine, that's okay. And mine's probably like a really reductive worldview of it, but I feel like people, for like, I don't know, the past like 20 to 30 years especially, as a society, we have really tried to like overcomplicate the human being. And what I mean by that is you listen to all of this therapy talk and they talk about having to process their feelings and deal with this trauma, and they have to go through all of these emotions to sort of come to terms with these things. It's really, to me, it's not that complicated, and human beings are not that complicated. And I think oftentimes what human beings do is they sort of overcomplicate all of this stuff in order to make themselves feel better and to make themselves feel more special and important. Okay, just the way that I think is something bad happens, you kind of cope with it for a little bit after it happens, and then you move on. And it's not to say that these things can't like shape your life or who you are in certain ways, but it's really not that deep, you know? And I don't know. I just don't really like carry that stuff around with me, I guess, because I just realized I don't really have to. You know, it happened. It's in the past. There's nothing I can do about it. My life philosophy, I guess, is very simple. I don't worry about the things that I cannot change, and I do worry about the things that I can change. That's it. That's my life motto, 110%, and it's gotten me pretty far in life. You know, I like to think that I'm somewhat of a normal prayer, or a normal person. Yeah, the Serenity Prayer. Yeah. But that's my life motto to the T. If it's something that's completely out of my control, I don't worry about it. I give it up to God, and I do what and I worry about and do stuff that I can do. And that's it. That's really it. That's all that it comes down to for me. It is really not that complicated. And again, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I've had like plenty of traumatic things happen to me in my life that have been like really hard and brutal. Friends have died and killed themselves, and relatives have died, and all sorts of shit, man. Car accidents, you name it, injuries, whatever. Tons of stuff. Get over it. It's not, it sucks.
Hilton Head Bro Iper just gifted 1 subscription on Kick.
Thank you, Hilton Head. And it's not to say that I don't miss those people that are gone. I miss my grandpa. I miss him every day. It sucks. What am I gonna do? There's nothing I can do about it. And he wouldn't want me sitting around fucking moping about it or whatever. Oh, this thing happened to me when I was a kid. Like, okay, that was fucking 30 years ago, dude. Get over it. Like, something bad happened to you. That sucked. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Just like fucking move on. Quit being a pussy. I hate to be like this whole like, you gotta just shack up. Men can't have feelings. You're allowed to have feelings. I think guys having feelings is normal. It's fine. It's whatever. The problem is you're having feelings for 30 fucking years about something. Like, sack the fuck up, okay, pussy. Stop blaming all your problems on the fact that something bad happened to you 20 years ago. Get the fuck over it.
I thank God for this.
Well, you gotta go to therapy.
Everything slowed down.
You gotta go to therapy to have some fucking retard who doesn't know you.
Go show me this guy's balls, please.
Hey!
Lover sent $10. Woof woof.
So true. Woof woof, dude. Oof. Oof. Beard dogs. Beard dogs know what I'm talking about. Beard dogs get what I'm putting down. Oof. But yeah, I think people just way overcomplicate this stuff. And everybody just wants an excuse. Everybody wants an excuse. Everybody's looking for an excuse constantly to be a shitty person, too. Like, that's the other thing. Everybody wants some sort of excuse. So they'll purposefully, people do this all the time. They purposefully hold on to shit like this so they can play this card and be like, oh, look, I get a pass for being a shitty person this time because, boom, check this out. I've been saving this get out of jail free card for 20 years, okay? Hey, guess what? I'm allowed to sex women on the internet because, boom, I was molested 20 years ago. That's all that it is. People hold on to this shit so they can have an excuse to be a bad person. It's the same way now that like a lot of Zoomers I've noticed, I'm not trying to talk shit about Zoomers, but this is just something I've noticed, where they like say that they have like some sort of like mental illness that they've never been like diagnosed with, but they'll just like read a WebMD article and be like, I have ADHD, I have autism, I've got sensory issues or whatever the fuck, but they never actually went to like a medical doctor to have any of this diagnosed. But they do that so they can sit there and be like, well, look, I can't be like a normal person because I have this fucking mental illness. Boom. You can't be mad at me because I'm a piece of shit because guess what? ADHD, That's what they do. All the time. It's everybody just wants a cop out, an excuse to be a shitty person or to not like be held accountable for stuff. And it's like it's everywhere, dude. It's like fucking everywhere. Like nobody wants to be held accountable for anything. It's like I don't know. Life's so much more easy if you just acknowledge, hey, I'm a piece of shit sometimes, and I'm sorry about it. You know, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen again because it probably will. But you know what? This is just who I am. And if you don't like it, then don't be a part of my life. I don't know what to tell you. That's it. That's all that it is. Really not that complicated. Real cut and dry. Real cut and dry stuff there. Yeah, go to fucking therapy. No, how about just grow a fucking pair of testicles?
For me. And by His grace, I've been able to finally go back to cultivate the prayer life that I used to have.
Yeah.
The prayer life that fell by the wayside. And I'm so thankful that through His grace and through His mercy, I now once again have the robust prayer life that we all should have.
Are you... Wait, hang on. Hang on a second. Okay, so you just went through this whole thing, talking about how, like, oh, I fucked up, I did this bad thing, I gotta go to therapy, blah, blah, blah. And then and he goes, and I now have the best prayer life ever, and you should be like me, because I have the best prayer life. I have the prayer life that everyone aspires to have. I am the fucking role model. Like, is that what he... Like, let me rewind it. Like, there's no way that he... That is actually... Those are the words that left his fucking mouth. There's no way.
And by His grace, I've been able to finally go back to cultivate the prayer life that I used to have. The prayer life that fell by the wayside.
Uh-huh.
And I'm so thankful that through His grace and through His mercy, I now once again have the robust prayer life that we all should have.
Just like, dude. This is what I'm talking about. These people are insane, man. These people are just insane. You're sitting here giving an apology video about how you were fucked up and you did some fucked up shit and you're sorry about it. And then you proceed to turn this into an opportunity to brag about how awesome your prayer life is and how everybody should have the prayer life like me. Because I'm just like praying like so much and I have a really based prayer life. Like, dude, like just the lack of humility is crazy. The lack of humility is fucking insane, dude. And it's like he's still angling to be like Mr. Catholic influencer guy. It's like, okay, dude, like, you lost that spot. I'm sorry. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go, okay? Oh, the fucking dead air, too. Just spit it out. Can you edit a fucking video?
I'm staying close to my loved ones, to my friends, to people that care about me, people that are holding me accountable. And I'm taking all of the necessary steps to be able to move forward in however it is that God wants me to move forward. And I don't know yet what that's going to look like. I don't know what my future holds for me. All I know is that God has already brought so much good out of this.
I'm sure you'll be back in 6 months making the same content. Nobody will care.
You know, one of my favorite prayers that I pray every single day is called the Litany of Humility. And in that prayer, something that I've been reflecting on this entire month is that in that prayer, in the Litany of Humility, part of the prayer is to ask our Lord Jesus Christ to free you from fear, specifically to free you from the fear of being ridiculed, from the fear of being calumniated, from the fear of suffering rebukes.
Okay, spit it out.
From the fear of being humiliated. And over the last month, I've been humiliated. But every time that I prayed that prayer, I realized this is what I've been praying for. I've been asking God to free me from the fear of being humiliated.
Uh-huh.
And I've been humiliated. I've suffered calumny.
Uh-huh.
I've suffered rebukes. I've suffered. But I give all thanks to God that I'm not afraid.
Well, good for you.
Don't be afraid.
Mm.
Even if you have messed up, don't be afraid.
Yeah, so true.
Hold yourself accountable. Ask our Lord Jesus Christ to forgive you.
Uh-huh.
Because He will forgive you.
Sure will.
And pray every day that He be able to fix the messes in your life, because that's what I've had to do every day. I've had to ask God to fix the mess that I've created in my life. And the last thing that I want to do is, there's a prayer that I've been praying every single day that I want to pray right now, so that everyone who's watching, who's listening, can pray along as well. This has been the prayer that has helped me the most.
I don't want to like sit here and like pray with this guy. I just feel like that's weird. I just feel like that's fucking weird. I don't want to sit here and pray with this guy. You know, I'm good. I'm good on that. But enjoy the prayer. That's great. Well, that was really a whole lot of nothing, to be honest with you. But you know, it is what it is. It was some content that we got out of it, I guess. I don't know. I feel like nothing's really gonna change with this guy. But you know what though? I'll say this. I want to say this real quick. Because he said like, oh well, I feel like this like scandalizes the church. Which like, first off, you're not that important. I hate to break it to you. No one thinks that you are the Catholic Church. You're not a member of the Catholic Church. Okay, you're not even like, you no affiliation really other than you're Catholic. Okay, you're not part of like the team, bro. Okay, but also too, like I guess for like a moment to end this whole discussion on the voice of reason thing on I guess a good note of not one of me like mocking and ridiculing him for the gay apology video, but on a good note, it's like some people will look at this and they'll point and like, yeah, look, Catholicism, they got this guy. Oh yeah, you mean to tell me this is the one true church and this guy's out here jerking off? And I would argue that actually, yeah, I feel like the fact that, you know, obviously it's not a good thing that people become Catholic and they don't adhere to the standards. But for my limited time of being a Catholic, that's kind of the point of it. Not so much that, you know, obviously we don't want to encourage sinning. We don't encourage bad behavior. The point is to strive to overcome these bad behaviors. But to me, the fact that as a member of the Catholic Church, I am a sinner, and I acknowledge that I'm a sinner. And that's the key point, I think, more so than anything else. It's not about just not being a sinner at all. It's not about being a perfect person. Everybody seems to think that you become Catholic, and then all of a sudden you have to be a perfect person, and you have to be held to the standard. And if you fall to the standard, then you're not a real Catholic, or you're not a real Christian, or whatever. And it's like, no, that's not the point of Christianity. The point of Christianity is not to be a perfect person, to be a hecking good person all the time. You know, it's about acknowledging your sin, acknowledging that these things are wrong, striving to do better. And I think I've done a lot better becoming Catholic, and it's definitely given me the tools to improve myself and to overcome more, I guess, primal or base desires. Not, you know, lust obviously is included with that, but not just lust, but like, you know, malice and hatred and jealousy and things like that. But it also doesn't mean that I'm immune to these things either. And the fact that, to me, the fact that there are so many sinners in the church kind of just proves to me that this is the place where I belong. You know what I mean? You know, you don't see a whole lot of sober people in AA, right? Like, that's not the way that it works. You know, there's a story, I think it's from G.K. Chesterton, and I love this story. It's so good. And he was talking about how, you know, he's going to different churches, and he was trying to figure out, he became a Christian, and he's like, all right, well, I don't know where to go. And so he went to like a Baptist church, and went to like a Lutheran church, you know, and he'd bring his umbrella with him because he was in England, and, you know, it rains all the time in England. And he'd just leave his umbrella outside of the door. So he'd go to the Baptist church, and his umbrella would still be there. He'd go to the Lutheran church. Oh, his umbrella's there. He went to the Catholic church, left his umbrella out, and his umbrella was gone. And that's how he knew that that's where he belonged, because this is where the sinners go. And I think it's just like it's a funny story, but it's also like there's a lot of truth in that too. I really like that story a lot. Because again, like if you have it in your head that you just have to be perfect to be a Christian, then you just don't understand Christianity. If you think that the idea of Christianity is to be sinless, that's not the point. Obviously, it's a goal. If we could all be perfect, we would. but we can't because we're normal people. But we do have the tools to overcome that, to acknowledge our sins, and to move on. And I, at the end of the day, I genuinely hope that Voice of Reason figures this shit out and gets it together. I know he talks shit about Nick, and that sucks, but hopefully he's sort of learned the error of his ways. And he's been
Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
Yeah. Hey.
Anonymous sent $3. A hospital is full of sick and injured people.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Hang on. Let me let my dog out. You want to go outside, Lola? She's whining at me. So I had to grab a soda while I was up too. Sorry, but yeah, Willa was growling at me. She wanted to go outside, so I had to let her out. But yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, none of these things like discount. Everybody. And that's the other thing too. People want to argue against Catholicism. They always like, well, what about the fact that the Catholic Church does this? What about immigration? It's like, yeah, I mean, again, no one's saying that like we're perfect. No one's saying that the people involved in the Catholic Church are all perfect angels and saints. Okay, we're not. No one's ever made that claim because no one's perfect. Like literally, no one on the planet's perfect. We all have our flaws, but I think the Catholic Church and the Catholics amongst the world are the first to acknowledge their problems for the most part, and at least try to fix them. They're not always going to get it right, but it is what it is. So I hate when people try to use like events like this to try to like attack the church or attack the faith, because it's like you're arguing against a straw man argument. You're creating a sort of straw man argument in your head that you think they're all perfect. We're not. We're fucked up, but that's okay because God loves us, God forgives us, and as long as we keep coming back to Him, that's all that matters. So that's my take on it. That's my take on the whole Voice of Reason thing, and I do legitimately hope he gets his shit figured out and comes out a better person on the other side of this. But yeah, that apology video just fucking sucked. I'm sorry. And I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. Wasn't a big fan of it, quite frankly. And I think he should log off for a while.